Hey guys, it's Jill here from Lavender and Friends, your source of essential oil education and inspiration. Tonight's class we're doing is about calm the chaos and how we can be using our essential oils to help us to feel calm and in control. Now, with everything going on in the world, I felt that this was a really appropriate topic, and I thought it'd be a really great one we can dive into. Now, I know I tend to talk about the same oils when it comes to calming, so I want to stress tonight we're going to be meeting some new favorites, some oils I maybe don't talk about quite as much. So we will obviously touch on a couple of the basics, but we will be really looking at more some of the different oils that we can be using, maybe some of the ones outside of the most popular oils. So thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope this will be a really fun class. It'll be pretty quick, so grab a cup of tea, sit down, and we'll jump straight in. All right, now, as I said, this will be a Calm the Chaos class. Now, this is not necessarily an introductory class. If you are new to oils, I would recommend checking out one of my intro classes. This will be a little bit more in depth, but look, we will still start out with a bit of information about oils as well. Now, first of all, I'll begin by introducing myself. My name is Jill, and that's a picture of my beautiful family. I've got 2 young children, and my husband and I live on the Central Coast in Australia, New South Wales. Now, we discovered essential oils about 3 years ago. We kind of discovered them by accident. I was very skeptical of essential oils. I didn't really think they were going to do anything and thought it was a bit of hype. But I started learning about them and started learning more and more. And I was like, maybe they might work. Took a leap of faith, got some oils. I never actually smelled or used them and was just blown away when I started using them. And in fact, one of the main reasons we wanted to get essential oils was for anxiety, for stress. I had a brand new baby and a 21-month-old, and it was like chaos at our house. So I wanted something that was going to be able to help us to sort of all calm down and feel relaxed. And that's one of the things I love about oils. And we will chat a little bit about how they actually work, how they actually do impact our bodies. Now, I had no intention of starting an essential oil business. I just wanted something to help my baby sleep. And in fact, I actually found my original message recently, and I said something in my message about like, I just want to get oils cheaply. I don't have to sell anything. So kind of funny how I ended up here. And basically I was just sharing the oils. People were asking me, they were seeing a difference in my life, and I was just kind of sharing naturally, but I didn't want to go back to work when my maternity leave was up. So I said, look, you know what? I'll give this whole making money thing a go, see if you can actually make any money with oils. And luckily I was able to not have to ever go back to work. And I can definitely say it has been one of the biggest blessings right now is knowing that I'm able to stay home. I can still connect with my team. I can still, introduce people to oils, support them on their journey, and yet be safe at home. So that's been a massive blessing. And I always do mention the business opportunity in my classes because especially at the moment, I know a lot of people are now having to pivot and having to be, looking for some different ways of making a sustainable income. So I do like to mention this. And if that's something you are interested in learning more about, definitely feel free to send me a message, or you can tune in when I do my next business class. However, that's enough about me. Pop in the comments, you guys. I'd love to know more about you. So who's in your family? Do you have kids? Do you have fur babies? Maybe it's just you getting to Netflix and chill on your own right now. I'm incredibly jealous if that's the case. I was not cut out for homeschooling, but here we are. Anyways, just pop in the comments. Let me know about you. Hey, Meredith, I'm so glad you made my class. Yay. All right. So the goal of this class is to empower you guys. It's one thing I'm super passionate about, is inspiring you to use your oils and to love them, and also educate you on the ways that they can be used, and maybe some cool new oils you haven't met yet. Now in this class, we're going to be learning 3 cool things about oils, 3 ways we can use them, which oils are the best for calming, and how to get these beautiful oils into your home. So 3 cool things about essential oil. First of all, they are safe. They're 100% safe and natural. There are no side effects and there's no addictions. And they're actually extracted from plants. They're completely natural. Now with doTERRA oils, one of the things we know is that they are 100% pure. They're independently tested by a third party, and we know that there's no additives, there's no fillers. And for more information, you can actually head to the Source to You website, which is www.sourcetoyou.com. And then you can actually learn all about how we get these beautiful oils into our home. Now, obviously, I choose doTERRA over every other brand. And if you want to know more about that, definitely check out one of my intro classes where I go into that in a bit more detail. Another thing I love about my oils is they are very effective. They are often, because they're encouraging us to have a more holistic approach to our health, and they're encouraging us to be proactive rather than just reactive, it does mean that we can often support our body to have better health. And when it comes to emotional health, that's so critical, that we're, listening to our body and fixing things before they become so wildly out of whack. Another thing I love as well about oils is they are affordable. And in fact, it's, in a bottle that is this size, a 15 ml bottle, there's 250 drops. And often we're using simply 1 or 2 drops at a time. So they do become very cost effective. Plus, as I said, we're being proactive about our health. We're able to prevent problems before they become bigger. And the example I give is, it's a lot cheaper to go for regular dental checkups than to never go to the dentist, never brush your teeth, and bam, all of a sudden you're having to have mouth surgery, which is very expensive. In the same way, if we're using our oils every day, we're going to be helping to have that health level maintained rather than having to deal with problems further on down the track. Now, Meredith has Robbie, Sophia, and I sending love to you guys, and Kira has mum, dad, and the most adorable kitty in the world who I love to pieces. Hello, guys. All right, 3 ways to use our oils. Again, I'm just going to skim right through this because this, if you want more, check out an intro class. Aromatically, that means where we inhale the aroma. Now, we're going to talk a little bit about why that method is so powerful in the next slide. Now, we can put a drop in our hands and breathe it in. We can simply take the lid off and smell it. We can have a beautiful diffuser going. These are all really great ways to be using our oils aromatically. The second way we can use our oils is topically, and that's where we apply it on our skin. You can put it on an affected area for localized benefits, and you could put the more general areas like the back of the neck, the spine, the bottom of the feet. Little safety note, we want to be diluting with a carrier oil. So we want to be using some form of a carrier oil to help to carry that essential oil into our skin so it's not going to evaporate away, and also to prevent against any skin sensitivities. Personally, I love using fractionated coconut oil. I find that it's odorless, it's non-greasy, and it just absorbs into the skin really nicely, and it's just such a beautiful carrier oil to use. The third way we can be using our essential oils is internally. Now pop in the comments, what is the last oil you used and how did you use it? So internally is where we can put our oils in water and drink it. We can put it in our cooking. So if anyone's ever known me, I love my peppermint chocolate chip cookies. I love my lavender white chocolate fudge. And a third way is we can actually even pop it into a veggie cap or even directly under our tongue. I'm just gonna pop some lip balm on because my lips are super dry. It's been freezing today. All right, so what was the last way you guys used your oils? I used Ice Blue, actually. I used some Ice Blue rub on my back about 30 seconds before I jumped on this because like most of us stuck at home, I've been doing some home workouts, and after about 2 weeks of not doing home workouts and restarting, I'm a bit sore. Okay, so my favorite part of oils, how they actually work and a bit about the science behind them. So I'm a bit of a science nerd, and I find the way that the oils interact with our body is absolutely fascinating. So basically what happens is when we inhale that aroma, when those molecules, essential oils are volatile, which means they evaporate quite quickly. And when they evaporate, the molecules can actually be inhaled into our nose. So what happens is that triggers our olfactory receptors, which then goes to our olfactory bulb. That's the part of our brain that actually processes aromas. Now, this is closely linked to lots of different sections, and chemicals are basically little tiny messages that then tell our brain to do certain things. So, for example, the olfactory bulb is very closely linked to our limbic cortex, and that is basically the emotional seat of our brain, which is why if we smell an oil such as lavender that's full of linalool, which is a really calming chemical, it then triggers off in our brain, linalool, calming. It's like a calming message throughout the whole body. It's also very closely linked to our hippocampus, which is where our memories are stored. And that's why that smell is actually one of the largest triggers for memory. So I'm sure we've all had an experience where you've smelt a certain smell and it just takes you back. So I remember for me, whenever I smell oranges, it makes me think of my mum, because she used to have this beautiful orange hand cream. So wild orange is actually one of my favorite oils, because when I smell it, it makes me think of my mum. I cannot stand the smell of lynx because it reminds me of an ex-boyfriend. So it's really interesting how sometimes when we have a reaction to an oil, like a very strong emotional reaction, it can often be tied to a particular memory we may have. So that's a little bit of funness, I guess. So then from there, those chemical messages get sent throughout the body. And as I said, when we have something like our linalool, it tells our body to relax. It tells our heart rate to start lowering, our breathing to deepen, our body to start resting and getting prepared for sleep. Now, when we're putting our oils topically on our skin, what happens is we apply them on our skin, they absorb in and they enter our bloodstream. And from there, they then travel throughout the whole body. So as you can see, it is pretty interesting learning a bit about the chemistry of how the oils work and how they interact with our bodies. One thing with it is important to note, everyone's different. So how an essential oil interacts with you specifically will vary from person to person, which is why I always say, I'm not a doctor. I can't treat, diagnose, prevent, or cure anything. If you are concerned, please be working with a trusted healthcare practitioner. This video is just to give you a bit of inspiration and introduce you to a couple of oils as well. Now, Meredith has been putting lemon in her drinks. I have been loving hot water with lemon and ginger at the moment. It's just, and a little bit of honey as well. I find it's just such a great one for in the mornings. And Kira is using her diffuser with lavender, peace, easy air, and console. And I love lavender and easy air. That's beautiful. I haven't added console, but that's a nice idea. Now, we're going to jump in and meet some oils. Now, of course, it wouldn't be me talking about calming oils if I didn't start with lavender, the classic. So we've already chatted a little bit about how lavender has that linalool in it, which is that calming oil. Now, it is probably one of the most well-known oils for calming. So I had to include it, even though most people already know it. And it can be used both aromatically, topically, and also internally. It's useful for easing feelings of tension. It can help promote soothing and positive feelings. And when diffused, it can create that really beautiful calming environment and can be good at helping to support healthy sleep habits. So some ways we can be using it, as I said, we could be diffusing it throughout the day or even throughout the night. If you don't have a diffuser, even putting a drop on your pillow or one drop on a cotton bulb next to your bed can be beneficial. Now, I really want to stress with our doTERRA oils, they're really, really potent. Trust me when I say you only need one drop if you're going to do it like that. Don't be like my husband who on the first night of lavender sprinkled it around the room and then we were like, oh, can't breathe. Seriously, overwhelming lavender. So just simply one drop would be enough. You can put it on the bottom of your feet. I find massaging a drop on the bottom of my feet and the back of my neck can be a really great way to create that calming sensation. Or even mixing some in with some Epsom salts and having a nice relaxing bath is another beautiful way you can be using your lavender as well. Now, onto another one of my favorite oils, which you guys have probably heard me talk about before, and that is bergamot. So pop in the comments if you've ever used bergamot. Now, I like to joke that bergamot smells like a lemon and a lime had a baby. It is just divine. It's a really uplifting, really joyful citrus scent. It's a little bit sweet, I find. It's quite nice. And you might be thinking, well, citruses, they're really uplifting, they're really joyful. How is that a calming oil? Well, this is one of the cool things about bergamot, is it has both calming and uplifting properties. So when your stress levels or your tension's really high, bergamot can actually promote a really calming atmosphere while also encouraging uplifting feelings. Now, it's really light, it's really citrusy, and if you want to be having something that's going to just make you feel really beautiful, it's a really great one to be using. It's also a cleansing oil as well. So if you're diffusing it, you've got that added bonus of having the cleansing properties in the air. So it's a really great one to be diffusing, especially at work, or maybe if you have a home office, it's a great one to be diffusing there. You can put a drop on the bottom of your feet before bedtime. And I actually have a bedtime roller that is equal parts of bergamot, lavender peace, vetiver, and juniper berry. And that's one of my favorite bedtime blends. And you could even mix some with some carrier oil and use it as a gentle massage as well. So it's a really gorgeous, gorgeous uplifting oil. Kira likes putting it in her necklace diffuser, and Meredith agrees. It's a happy oil. I love it. Bergamot's such a pretty one. Alrighty. Next one we have is our Clary Sage oil. Now, this was actually the second order I ever did included Clary Sage because it's very well known for its hormonal support for women, in particular menopausal women. And my mom at the time was very menopausal, and so I was like, I'll get you this essential oil and you can try it. And I had no idea what I was doing. I just looked up in one of the books and it said to use Clary Sage. Fortunately, the book was correct and the Clary Sage worked amazingly. So yeah, Clary Sage is one I've actually had for quite a long time, and I actually quite like it. It's definitely grown on me. Now, it is, the chemical profile of Clary Sage is quite interesting. It actually is one of the most relaxing and soothing and balancing oils, and it's actually been used as far back as the Middle Ages. Now, today we can use it for those relaxing and calming properties. So a couple of easy ways to use it. You can mix it with a spray bottle, and you can actually make a little bedtime spray or a little misting room spray. You could be diffusing it. Again, it's another great one to mix with a carrier oil and massage on the bottom of your feet, or pop it in some Epsom salts and have a nice relaxing bath at the end of the day. And as I said, it's a really great one for hormone balancing. So I am the first person to admit that I go a little bit crazy about 3 days before my period is due, and I turn into a bit of a rage monster. And Clary Sage is very good at helping me to relieve that tension. So for me, I like to just simply massage on the bottom of my feet, mix it with some carrier oil, and massage it on my lower abdomen as well. You can also put it on your pulse points. So your wrist and the back of your neck and the sides of your neck is another really great place. Obviously, make sure you're diluting it appropriately. Now, side note, Clary Sage should not be used by pregnant women until they are full term, so 40 weeks plus. Clary Sage has been known to, not induce labor, but bring on contractions. So if you are pregnant, this is one oil you should not be using. Now, if you are currently pregnant or think you might be pregnant, congratulations. But definitely check out the Essential Midwife on Facebook, Stephanie Fritz. She's got a beautiful book called Pregnancy, Birth and Beyond, and it's all about how you can be using your essential oils on that journey. And it is definitely something I recommend to a lot of the girls on my team, and they all report that it's been a really great way to support them on that journey. So essential oils can be great for that time of your life as well. All right, next oil we have coming up is Roman chamomile. So pop in the comments if you've ever used this oil, because I know it's one that a lot of people maybe have heard of but haven't necessarily used. Now, who's ever been told drink chamomile tea before bedtime? I have. I used to drink bucket loads of tea, and it didn't really work because then I just had to wake up to go to the toilet. So I was very disappointed that it didn't help. However, Roman chamomile is a fantastic oil for helping with calm and relaxation. It's known to have calming effects on your skin, your mind, and your body. And it's got this really beautiful, sweet floral aroma. And it's interesting to note a lot of the calming oils are that floral, do have those floral quality, are floral oils, and they do have that calming quality as well. Now, Roman chamomile is one you can add to your tea to make Roman chamomile tea if you wanted. And in fact, in ancient times, Romans used chamomile oil to promote calm feelings of courage before going off to war. Now, some simple ways we can be using it is adding it to your herbal teas to create that calming effect. Not straight before bed, because then you need to pee all night. Don't recommend that, but throughout the day. You can put it on your chest over your heart for feelings of well-being. And if you're in a bit of a bad mood or you're in a bit of a funk, pop it in the diffuser. It really does help you to get out of that mood and can help to soothe those feelings of anger and irritability. So you can actually see as well on these slides that I've popped up. Now, if you register to watch this class by clicking Get Tickets, I will be emailing you a copy of these slides, and you'll actually see that it says the ways these oils can be used. You can see it can be used aromatically, topically, and internally, and it's safe to be used neat, which means it can be used topically with no dilution. And these are on the slide so to give you a bit of extra information. I do always recommend getting some form of a reference book for your oil journey, and this information would obviously be included in your reference books as well. All right, next one up is ylang ylang. Now, I reckon probably the top 4 most polarizing love 'em or hate 'em oils would be Purify, Cilantro, Geranium, and ylang ylang. It is an oil that most people love it, think it's the greatest thing ever, will sit there holding my bottle and sniffing it while talking to me because they just don't want to put it down. Or it's an oil that you smell once and you go. So, curious, are you a lover or a not such a big fan of ylang ylang? Pop in the comments. It's very floral. It's got a very floral sweet. It's a very distinctive aroma. And it's actually derived from the yellow star-shaped flowers found on the ylang ylang tree. Now, it's well known for its ability to uplift your mood while also having a calming effect. Its sweet and spicy floral aroma is often used for lots of different things. It's often used in, I think Chanel No. 5 is actually mostly a ylang ylang scent. Now, it helps to lessen feelings of stress and tension, and it also promotes a positive outlook. So definitely one we could be using at the moment with everything going on in the world. Now, a really great way to use it is to mix it with your Epsom salts and have that beautiful relaxing bath. You can apply it on the back of your neck for a calming and uplifting effect. You can put it on your wrists, and that is a really beautiful natural perfume. Now, if you're not a huge fan of ylang ylang, that's okay as well. I will suggest my favorite ylang ylang blend is called Tahitian Sunsets. And it's 1 drop of ylang ylang, 2 drops of ginger, and 3 drops of wild orange. And I will admit, it smells very nice. I'm not a super huge fan of ylang ylang, in case you haven't figured out. But I do like the Tahitian Sunset blend. I do find it's a really good blend to use. And next up we have Pedigree. Now, Pedigree is a funky oil because it is so cool. I love Pedigree. So Pedigree, again, it's one you may not know, and it's often known as men's lavender because it has similar effects to lavender in terms of being really calming and really relaxing, but it's got that really, I guess, fresh kind of herby smell that makes it a bit more appealing to guys. Now, fun fact is the wild orange tree actually produces 3 different types of oil. So you can get wild orange from the peel of the wild orange fruit. You can get neroli, which is from the flowers, and then they use the leaves and twigs of the wild orange tree to make Pedigree oil, which is pretty cool. They can actually use all 3 parts of the tree to make 3 completely different oils. Now, Pedigree has a very fresh and floral aroma. It's very inviting and comforting, but it also provides calming and relaxing benefits to help ease tension and stress. It can also be useful at bedtime to create that really serene environment for restful sleep. Now, some different ways we can be using it is you can take it internally to help ease feelings of tension during the day and also help support calming your nervous system. You can be diffusing it throughout the day as well. And you could even mix it with things like your lavender and your bergamot over your pillows or your bedding, or even diffuse it. Now you'll notice here it does say that it's useful aromatic, topical, and also internal, but you do need to dilute it because it's a sensitive oil. So you want to dilute for young or sensitive skin. Now, Kira's just sharing that she tried a combination of ylang ylang with some other oils to diffuse, but it smelled like bubblegum and it was definitely not relaxing. Yeah, the only blend I've found that I like ylang ylang in is that Tahitian Sunset, and I've tried a few different ones. So if anyone has any good ylang ylang blends, please share them with me. I'd love to know. I'm trying to learn to appreciate some of my oils. But it's funny because ylang ylang is just this oil that people just, they love it. Like we do regular markets, and a lot of people will come up to me and they'll go, oh, they'll see it and they get really excited and they smell it and they just find it such a beautiful aroma. And I'm like, that's nice. Everyone likes different things. My favorite oils are the tree oils. I like trees. There you go. Now, speaking of classics, of course, I had to put wild orange in here because wild orange is a really, really powerful oil. And in fact, when people enroll with me, it's actually one of the oils I gift them as part of their welcome pack because I think it's just an oil every home needs to have. Wild orange is uplifting, but it's also calming. And the biggest thing I think at the moment that's really relevant is it helps to stop the mind chatter. Also known as monkey mind, where your mind is just racing and jumping and jumping. And I know for me at the moment, this has definitely been something I've struggled with quite a lot because with everything that's going on and feeling really overwhelmed and having the kids home and attempting to homeschool while also preschool, while also cook dinner and clean the house and keep everyone quiet because my husband's working, you know, it can be quite overwhelming. And I find one of the simplest tools I have is to just walk to my oil box, grab a little drop of orange, put it in my hands, rub it together, and take 2 or 3 deep breaths, and it just kind of calms that chaos in my mind, just kind of shuts out all the crazy, and then I can focus on what I need to do. So wild orange is a beautiful one to diffuse as well. You can use it for cleaning with. It can be a really nice energizing aroma, but depending on what you pair it with, it can kind of have different results as well. So I like to talk about how I'll pair wild orange with peppermint as a pick-me-up because peppermint's such an uplifting oil, and then the wild orange stops the brain chatter so you can really focus and pay attention. And those two make a really powerful, motivating blend. Whereas if I pair it with my lavender is really calming, it's really relaxing, and then that wild orange stops the brain chatter so I can just drift off to sleep really easily. So it's a super versatile oil, and it's one that I absolutely love to pieces. Then we have frankincense, which is our king of the oils. And again, it is one of those oils that is just so useful for so many different ways. But I did need to bring up the fact that it is such a great one for calming because it's probably one of the most powerful oils we've used in our home. So frankincense can really help with just relaxation, feeling really calm, feeling really happy and relaxed. And the example I like to give is, you know, when you have a glass of wine and it just kind of hits you and you just kind of feel really mellowed out, that's kind of what frankincense is like. I just pop a drop under my tongue and I just feel really calm and relaxed. Frankincense can actually cross the blood-brain barrier. It's one of the very, very powerful oils. And again, even just popping it into a diffuser, it blends beautifully with wild orange and lavender. And in fact, that's one of my favorite blends is Frankie, wild orange, and lavender, equal parts of each. Pop it in a diffuser and it smells absolutely divine. Now, where is she? Balance was sitting on my desk about an hour ago and I must have moved it. Balance is the grounding blend. And again, it's one I talk about a lot. So I'm not going to talk about it heaps tonight because I talk about it a lot. But it's just a beautiful blend of oils designed to help you to feel really relaxed and calm. And in fact, out of curiosity, out of the last three, Frankie, Wild Orange, and Balance, which one's your favorite? Pop in the comments, let me know. So Balance, as I said, it gives you that whole body feeling of relaxation. It helps you to feel grounded and secure. Now, I often have people ask me about what oils are good for anxiety. It's a very common question I get. And my response is, how does your anxiety affect you? Because we're all different. Some people, they get paralyzed with fear and they just can't make a decision and they just get stuck. And so I often suggest something like a citrus oil, something uplifting, some peppermint, some minty oils that are going to give them a bit of energy and help them to have some clarity. For other people, like myself, I'm the first to admit it, I tend to run around like I have lost my brains and I'm like, ah! Like that's literally, I'm a stress head, and when I get anxious or worried about something, I get, really hyped up. So for me, anything calming is going to really help. Anything grounding, anything super woody, because I find like it's like a tree, like you're really grounded, you've got those deep roots. Probably why I love the tree oils so much, actually, now that I think about it. And so it's about sort of thinking, how does my anxiety manifest? How do I feel when I start to feel anxious? Maybe I get knots in my tummy. So using an oil like DigestZen, which is a digestive blend, or even ginger, which is well known for supporting anxious tummies. Maybe you feel like your chest is really tight and you feel like breathing is just a struggle. So that's when you want to start looking at those respiratory support oils. Things like your Easy Air, which is that respiratory blend that's just going to instantly help to open up your chest and get more oxygen in. Things like your mints, or even things like your fur oils, which are really good, like your Douglas fir and your Siberian fir. And even good old cardamom. Cardamon's a great oil for respiratory support that a lot of people aren't aware of. And look, this is where your reference books can come in handy, because you can actually sit there and go, okay, how does my anxiety affect me? How do I feel? Where do I feel the tension? Do I get tense in my neck? Do I get tense in my hands? Does my chest feel tight? And then you can actually look up that body system and figure out what oils can I then incorporate to help myself to relax and to relieve the tension in that particular area. So that's my little tip on how we can be, using our oils. And the other thing to remember is that everyone does react differently. I have team members who love geranium. They think it is the most beautiful calming oil in the world, and they just douse themselves in it. I love the tree oils. I'm the first to admit the Douglas fir is my hands down obsessed. Love it. Just smelling it makes me happy. And I used to wear it a lot, and then my mother was like, you smell like a tree. So I was like, maybe I shouldn't wear it so much. So remember, it is a personal thing. It's about how it makes you feel. Now, Meredith loves frankincense, and her little Sophia is living on Balance. I've been sneaky putting Balance on the kids in the morning. Really helpful. And Meredith also loves her peppermint, and Kira definitely loves her frankincense as well. Ugh, Meredith loves geranium. I'm trying to love it, guys. I'm trying to. I really am. I'm trying. We'll get there. Some oils we just don't like, and that's okay. And then finally, last but definitely not least, is our Vetiver. Now, Vetiver is an amazing oil. And in fact, it is one oil that I do not leave home to stay somewhere else without it, because it is well known for its amazing calming properties. It's really grounding, it's really calming, it's got this really rich, exotic odor, and it's very unique, and it's just, it's also super thick. So as a heads up, super thick oil. Stick it down your bra to warm it up before you use it, or get a little dropper. That's my little tip. Now, you can diffuse it if you like to. I love massaging a drop on my big toe. And the reason I do my big toe is it's a reflexology point for your head and your mind. So I do that every night before I go to bed. And I often love to pop it in the diffuser with, as I said, my bergamot lavender piece and my juniper berry. Now, you can massage it into your neck and your shoulders. You can diffuse it as well. Even just putting a drop in your hands, rubbing it together, and inhaling can be so powerful. And look, I have a lot of members in my team who have children that are on the spectrum, and this is probably one of the ones that they often tell me they find really, really works quite well, because it's just such an all-body calmer. It just helps you feel nice and calm down. Another little range I will definitely highlight too is our emotional aromatherapy range. And this is a collection of 6 oils that have been specifically formulated based on their known chemical constituents to create a desired effect. So you've got your cheer, which is about helping you feel really happy, really optimistic. It's about your motivate to help you feel really confident and courageous. Then you've got your console, which is about supporting you when you need to feel comforted and feel some hope. You've got your passion, which gives you feelings of excitement and joy. And then you've got your forgive to help you feel really relieved and feel really patient. We've been using a lot of forgive lately. I think a lot of parents at home with their children are discovering just how helpful forgive is. And peace, finally peace, which when we're talking about the calming oils, out of all the ones in the emotional aromatherapy range, peace is probably my go-to at the moment. And that's about feeling reassured and contented. Now, these oils, you can get all 6 as a kit. You can get just 1 or 2. You can get them as the actual oil, which means you can just, pop in the diffuser, use it how you like. They also come in the touch range, which means they come in a roller like this. You simply pop the lid off, roller on the end, and then you can just apply them wherever you need them. And the beauty of these oils they're pretty much a no-brainer. Like, how do you want to feel? Pop it on. Nice and easy to use. All right, so now that we've had a chance to meet some of these beautiful oils, I'm going to share with you a little bit about how you can actually purchase. So with doTERRA, you have 3 options. The first is to pay retail, which is the most expensive way, and that's where you just pick what you want. And that's it, nice and simple. The second way we can use it is to get our oils at wholesale price. Now, wholesale price means you get your own account, your own membership, and you basically then get a 25% discount. So you are paying 25% less than retail, and there's no requirements to sell, there's no minimum purchase amounts. You basically get your account, get your discount, done and dusted. You have access to ongoing training and support. You have the option to earn commissions or earn free products if you want to further on down the track. And then the third way, which is what most people do, is they get wholesale plus points for free products. So that means you get 25% below retail because you get your own wholesale account. And then you can earn free products using the Loyalty Rewards program. Now, I'm going to run through a couple of the kit options, because to get your own wholesale account, you have 2 choices. The first is you pay a $35 membership fee, and then you pick and choose. So maybe you might just go, you know what? I just want all those oils you talked about today, those calming ones. Cool, sweet, done. You'd pay the $35, you'd pick which oils you want, you get the 25% discount, and that would be nice and easy. However, for best value, I always recommend starting with a starter kit, because the starter kits include membership. You're not paying the $35, and there's also a bigger savings than if you were to buy every product individually. Plus, the kits have been bundled together and carefully selected to give you the best range of options to suit whatever it is you're looking for. Now, the first one I love mentioning is our Nature Solutions kit. This is the one that is the big one. Like, this is where most people say to me, I wish I'd started with this kit, because it really does have everything you need to kickstart you. You've got a lot of the oils, you've got some additional products like your fractionated coconut oil, you've got your diffuser, so you're ready to start using your oils aromatically and topically. Plus, you've got things like your hand soap and your toothpaste and some of the other products, even that ice blue rub that I was saying at the start of the class. I said the last thing I used was ice blue rub. That's it right there. So it's got a lot of options to help you make that lifestyle shift. And in fact, pop in the comments, what did you guys start with? Then we have our amazing Home Essentials kit. Now this is our top 10 oils plus a diffuser. So this is a really great option if you are a newbie. And the similar one is called the Family Essentials Kit. Now the Family Essentials Kit and the Home Essentials Kit have the same oils. There's two big differences. Home Essentials Kit has 15 ml bottles. Family Essentials Kit has 5 ml bottles. Also, the Home Essentials Kit comes with a diffuser and the Family Essentials Kit comes with a Smart and Sassy blend. So for around about $150 more, you're going to get 3 times as much oil plus a diffuser. Now, with all of these kits, you are getting wholesale prices. So if you wanted to add anything to that initial order, maybe a bottle of fractionated coconut oil or maybe a second diffuser, you can definitely do that and kind of customize them that way. Another thing I'll mention as well at the moment is any enrollment order over 100 points, which is any of these starter kits, you will receive a free bottle of Citrus Bliss. And if you have a chat with me, I can also gift you with a free tangerine oil. And that's to the end of the month. So that's a little freebie I like to offer. As well as you'd get your free wellness consult, you get your little welcome pack with your little wild orange and some other goodies in there. Lots of good stuff. Then we also have, as I mentioned, that emotional aromatherapy kit with the peace, the passion, the console. So that's those 6 beautiful oils plus a diffuser as well. And that's another really great option as well. And finally, we have the wellness boxes. Now, I love the wellness boxes because they're customized around a particular topic. So we have our bedtime bliss one, which is all the oils that help support healthy sleep habits and also help with relaxation and calming. Then we have our active sports box, which is basically about helping you to move your body and feel really great. Then we have our gourmet cooking one, which does include a recipe book, which is amazing. And then finally, we have our seasonal essentials box, which has probably been my most popular one at the moment because it's all the oils to support you in staying healthy as we change seasons. It also includes hand sanitizer, yay, which is probably why it's been so popular. So that's another little option as well if you wanted to. Now, Kira just started with a few oils and not using a kit, and that's fine. Some people choose to do that as well. I started, as I said, with a Home Essentials kit. If I'd known better, I would have gotten, well, actually, we didn't have a Nature Solutions kit when I started because I probably would have started with that. But I started with a Home Essentials kit, which I still to this day keep in a separate box because it's the ones I use so much. Finally, we have 3 types of people who use oils. We have the ones who live the wellness lifestyle. They just use their oils and they love them. And that's great. And I love people who are as passionate as I am about using your oils. Then we have those who like to share their love of oils with their friends. Now, I have a referral program, so if you host a class, you do get some beautiful host gifts. And at the moment, we've had so much fun doing online classes. We do Zoom calls, we do FaceTime classes. I've been getting very creative with some of my classes. So there's lots of options, or even simply share the video, tag a friend in the video, share it that way. That's completely fine. Or maybe you'd like to build and earn an income and make an impact. Now, at the moment, I know there is a lot of change and uncertainty. And so this is one thing that I've been so grateful for, is to have this opportunity where I can be making a difference in the world, teaching people about oils, and also able to earn an income and support my family at the same time. I know a lot of people are experiencing for the first time health concerns, and they're suddenly becoming more aware of the, health challenges that we're facing, and they're trying to find ways to be proactive to support their health. A lot of people are suddenly struggling with, a lot of tension, a lot of stress, a lot of shifting sands. And so they're really being quite drawn to the emotional support that these oils can benefit in them. So it's actually been really quite a busy time for me, because so many people who have for so long, it's not been a priority. It's not something they're really interested in. And now all of a sudden, they're suddenly realizing that you need to make your health a priority, and it's something that's so important. And so if this is something you're interested in learning more about, then I'd love to talk to you, because I love supporting my team as they grow their businesses and develop themselves. One of the things I'm really proud of is I've got a completely online training program that I've created. So you can be anywhere in the world and be guided step by step through how to start your business and to be successful. So if that's something you're interested in, definitely send me a message, and I'd love to chat more about how we can be incorporating this into your lifestyle at the moment. So finally, I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for joining me. I'm just going to click that off. Yes. Thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. I hope you found this really enjoyable and beneficial. I'd love it if you could give me a thumbs up or even give a positive review on my Facebook. That would be amazing. Make sure if you're watching this on YouTube that you are liking and subscribing to get more upcoming content. And if you did want to get any oils, a couple of ways you can do it. First of all, you can head to my website, www.lavenderandfriends.com. And then if you just follow I want to get oils, that'll take you step by step. You can send me a message. If you're not quite sure what you want to get, feel free to send me a message and we can have a bit of a chat. Or if you follow the steps on the pinned post on my Facebook page, again, it'll take you step by step through what you can do. If you have any questions, feel free to pop them in the comments, or else feel free to send me a message otherwise. And tune in for my next webinar next week at 7 p.m. on Wednesday, the 15th of April. I'm looking at my calendar in case you're wondering why I'm looking to the side. We're doing a home and family one. I'm super excited about this one. We are going to be learning some of my favorite rollerball and spray recipes and get hands-on, looking at how we can use the top 10 oils to support our health, our home, our families, our physical health, our emotional health. It's gonna be awesome. Make sure you click get tickets, and then I'll be sending you a copy of the notes afterwards. All right, that's all from me. Cheers, guys.